The reservation to pre-order for the S23 is available now. You can get an extra free $50 in Samsung credit, or up to $100 if you decide to go with two devices, 50 for one. I want to talk about this because I've had some questions about it. And somebody asked me, don't you get this anyway, even if you don't do the reservation or the reserve to pre-order? And you don't. But that was a little bit of a mistake, some confusion there, because typically here's what happens. So when the new Samsung phone comes out, they will give you Samsung credit if you pre-order it. So this comes into stages. So they do this every year. They do it every time the new Samsung phone comes out. A couple weeks before it comes out, they're like, hey, go ahead and sign up, give us your name and your email, and that's just indicating to us that you're interested in buying it. There's no commitment. You don't actually have to buy it. You don't have to sign anything. And then whenever the time comes around to pre-order, if you decide to follow through and pre-order it, logging in with that email they give you, because they'll give you a link, then you get $50 of extra Samsung credit. And if you decide to get two devices, then they give you $100. So it works out kind of nicely because it goes on top of the Samsung credit you already get, which is what leads me to why I'm holding on to this. And I had it in the last video. So this is like a $50, $60 case. And a lot of times when you get phones, you want to get a case, you want to get a screen protector, you want to get a wireless charger, you want a power adapter because they're, well, quite frankly, jerks, and they don't give us power adapters anymore. So those are some things that you can use the free credit for, that what happens is they'll end up showing up with your device whenever you order it, so that way you have everything you want straight out of the box. So that's nice. Now, typically, it's kind of a tiered system. What I think they did last time with the S22 was if you pre-ordered the S22 Ultra, they gave you $200 or something like that in Samsung credit. If you got the S22 Plus, they gave you, I think it was $150, and then they gave you, I think it was $100 if you got the S22. And then if you did the reservation for the pre-order, which is what I'm here talking about today, they gave you an extra $50. So basically, it gave you like $250 instead of the maximum $200. That's a cool thing because they have more than just accessories that you can get too. And I also like to shop from Samsung. Why? Because you get an unlocked device. You can get it unlocked, factory unlocked straight from them. You don't have to worry about buying it through your carrier, getting it unlocked, unlock codes, none of that crazy stuff. They have pretty good financing. I've been using the Samsung financing for a long time. Not advocating I'm going to go get a credit card or anything, but they have great trade-in values too. So typically, probably what we'll see for the S22 Ultra is I can imagine probably about $1,000 trade-in credit towards the S23 Ultra, which is pretty fair because the phone is a year old and it only cost $11.99 when it came out. And they had already given me like the $250 credit last go around. So it comes out to a pretty good deal, especially with the year-over-year stuff. I'm not usually a big advocate of upgrading year-over-year, but when it comes to Samsung, it's kind of a no-brainer because I don't mind spending like $100 out of pocket basically to get a new one. So I also want to talk about the trade-in process. I always get questions with the trade-in process. How does it work with Samsung? Do I have to send anything in? How long does it take? Are they going to screw me over? I've been using them for years, buying it from Samsung online. Never had any problems with my trade-in stuff. But here's what happens. One, you buy it. They send it to you. They calculate your trade-in in advance. So they take it off the front end. It's not like buying from Apple or buying it from like Best Buy where they take it off on the back end and they issue you a credit. So that's really nice. So let's say the phone costs $1,000. Let's say it costs $1,200. Let's say it's $11.99 again for the S23 Ultra. You trade in your S22 Ultra. You're in control of that trade until you send it off. You have 14 days once your new phone gets here to use a FedEx shipping label that they give you to send it in. And you can use the same box that your new phone comes in, so it works out well. One, it's low overhead and low investment. So that way, let's say you want to buy the new one, you pay, let's say, the $200 difference. They calculate your trade-in value already. They send you the new phone. You use it for 10 days. You don't like it. You send it back. Your debit card's only out of the $200 until they get the phone back, and then they issue you the refund. Then if you do decide to buy it, well, you send in your new phone, and then that's all you had to pay. And there's no restocking fee. So this is great because if you go to Best Buy, if you go to T-Mobile, if you go to Verizon, if you get a phone from them, they will charge you like a $65 or whatever the premium restocking fee is to restock the phone, even though you do have 14 days. So then they try and make you hang on to it because then you're like, well, I do kind of like the phone. Do I like it enough that I'm going to have to eat the 60, $70 and then I have to go ahead and get the money back from my... You don't have to worry about any of that. and the process works pretty well. I've not had any problems, and you get the guaranteed trade-in credit with Samsung. Plus, they even have specials a lot of times with like cracked screens. They were giving out $1,000 for S21 Ultras with cracked screens just a few months ago to trade in towards the S22 Ultra. So there's a lot of incentive to buy it from Samsung, especially once you get into Samsung. And I'm not being paid for this. This is not something where Samsung's like, oh, here, go ahead and make this video. I just wanted to make this video because, one, I buy from there every time the new phone comes out, and I think it's the best way to buy it because you get the great trade-in value, and you don't have to worry about bill credits. You don't have to worry about any of the other junk. Like, yes, it's nice to be able to go through AT&T, Verizon, whatever. Sometimes they have good deals. A lot of times they'll give you the phone for free. Recently, I traded in a Samsung Galaxy Note 8 with a cracked back to AT&T, and they gave me a Z Flip 4 for free because they gave me up to $1,000 trade-in credit. That's great, but I have 3 years of bill credits. But, I mean, I'm not really planning on going anywhere, so that's fine. But if you are planning on going somewhere, if you decide you want to leave your carrier and go to another one, or you do something else, then you will lose the bill credits, and then you're stuck. So that's why I like to buy from Samsung. I don't like to have the overhead. I don't like to have Samsung or AT&T sitting on my shoulder for 3 years with bill credits. And they've got good deals. So that's pretty much it. And that's why it's good to get the extra Samsung credit, because you can go ahead and you can get freebies with it that you wouldn't normally have to pay for. So that's pretty much it. So if you're interested, link is in the description. You can click on that directly and go to Samsung if you want to reserve your pre-order. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. I'm just here to help and to offer you the information and empower you to make an informed decision so you can figure out if this is something you're interested in or something you're not interested in. And the great thing is if you do reserve the pre-order and you click on the link that I have, then we both win because it helps support the channel that way and doesn't cost any extra money. So it works out pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I really like this case, by the way. I don't really like a lot of cases on my phones, but this Samsung View Flip case that I have, I think it looks great on the S22 Ultra. And I'll probably get one for the S23 Ultra with my free Samsung credit. So that's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, please go to the comments section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, if you like this stuff, then please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.